Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of True Offseason, where we talk about everything that happens in the NFL. And this offseason is just getting started, but it's already jam-packed with a lot of things to discuss. A lot of people being told they're not going to have their contract renewed, so to speak, that they're going to be able to hit free agency. A lot of people being sent in trades, and of course, the NFL scouting combine. And when I say we talking about it, I mean myself. I mean Chase Oliver. Sir, how are you doing this fine evening?
Doing well, John. Excited to talk about everything that's going on in the world of the National Football League.
Yeah, there's a lot, man. Like it's almost like it's almost kind of a where do you want to start sort of thing. Like we have the combine, we have the impending free agency, we have some big news about trades. So you tell me, where do you want to start?
Man, let's start with some trades and free agency. Combine, we can talk about a little bit after that, but
All
trades
right,
and free agency, that sounds like a great time.
well, let's talk about trades and free agencies, and let's start with what do we got over here? Start with our first one. It was the Titans in one of those rare situations where it's just a player for a player swap. Jermaine Johnson from the Jets and Tavondre Sweat from the Tennessee Titans. They are exchanging teams. It is kind of interesting because this is like the final piece of I think it was a 22. Was it 22 or 21? All three first round picks from the New York Jets are I think now traded because it was Sauce, it was Jermaine Johnson. I want to say it was someone else, or I think, or actually Brees because he got the franchise tag, he stayed. But it's kind of a weird masterclass in how to fumble a rebuild from the Jets. But this is what kind of happens when you have a lot of different regimes, right, in
Yeah.
charge between head coaches and GMs and things like that. On the Tennessee side, you're getting pass rush help when you already had a halfway decent D line. Like it wasn't the worst when it came to like the middle of the line, but getting that pass rush, that's
Yeah.
something that Tennessee has really sorely lacked. So how do you feel about this one for both sides?
I mean, Jermaine Johnson was under Solid scheme. One of the few players that Solid drafted with the Jets. I believe that was the first year where he had like 3 first round picks, and
Mhm.
he got Jermaine Johnson out of it. He just hasn't panned out in New York, whether it's been injuries or just not playing to his best abilities. So I do think that this is a good decent signing, a good decent trade for the Titans. I like it for the Jets though, because Javondre Sweat, I feel he's a solid player, and I think he could be actually a really good and tremendous player. It just feels like it's a change of scenery for both guys, but I don't think Tavondre Sweat needs that change of scenery as much as other people. So, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I like this for the Jets. They got a really good player, Tavondre Sweat, just not really sold on it for the Titans because yeah, it's just someone that will help, but is he going to get a bunch of sacks? And Tavondre Sweat was kind of like helping out their big. Why am I drawing a blank on his name? Jeffrey Simmons. He was helping out Jeffrey Simmons. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's good. It's solid for both teams, but definitely better for the Jets. I give the Jets like a B plus, the Titans like a C.
Well, let's move on to another one of our trades, and it was a team that two times in these trades that we're going to be talking about. We have the Texans. This is the first of their two trades. Send Titus Howard, offensive tackle, to the Browns in exchange for a fifth-round pick. And the follow-up here is also that the Browns then extended. They gave Howard a contract extension, and this is going to like, or actually, did they give one, or they're I think they're figuring. Yeah, they are giving him a contract extension. They just haven't been able to. It's not the full announcing of it until the league year starts.
Yeah,
But it's yeah, like it's supposed to be a 3-year, $63 million contract, but the full details will come out a little bit more once we hit the league year. This is I don't really know what to make of this trade because you can argue that if the Texans were willing to trade, like if the Texans were trading a offensive tackle who the Browns were willing to extend. There's a strong argument that the Texans should have just kept the offensive tackle. On the
Yeah.
flip side, we have seen enough front office malpractice from the Browns where we have to go, well, did Titus Howard, however good he was playing, really actually earn a contract extension, or the Browns just that desperate / making mistakes? Like, again, like that's kind of the question. So I don't know. Like, I think this is one that's we'll have to see how this one plays out over the next couple years. But I mean, from the perspective of the fact that this was a first round pick in 2019 to now turning into a 5th round pick in 2026, I don't know if that's really I don't know if that's really good for the Texans.
Yeah, it's one of those where it's like Howard, he's not a bad tackle, but he is a quality tackle. Like, he's a starting tackle in the NFL. That's for sure. But for the Browns to give up draft capital, like, you could have probably found a similar tackle in the 5th round. And then instead of, like finding someone on a cheaper contract, you're now paying someone decent money that you could have gotten a cheaper resource. This is bad resource management by the Browns. I didn't even think offensive line was like that huge of an issue for them. Like, their offensive line wasn't anything spectacular, but it wasn't horrible. Like, I don't think it was
definitely
horrible.
Improved from what it had been in 2024.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're getting a better you're getting a player out of it that's going to be good. And the Texans, I don't know, like, they draft okay. Like, they don't draft really well deep in their drafts. So, I mean, B- for the Browns, C for the Texans. I mean, Texans got a draft pick out of it, which is great.
Yeah, I think it's the Texans side of thing that's just weird to me, in the sense of, like, if there was a team that I was concerned about being money strapped, it's not the Texans, it's the Browns out of the two of them, simply because of that Deshaun Watson trade. Like, you have the ability, if you're the Texans, to sort of just keep restructuring deals. With the Browns, it's a little bit harder because of how that contract is already been restructured a bunch of times. So, like, it's just a weird situation. But the Texans were not done, because the Texans did something very interesting. They sent a 4th round pick, a 7th round pick, and an offensive lineman, Juice Scruggs, to the Lions in exchange for David Montgomery. Now, before we get to this is until a couple, arguably today, it's probably the most landscape changing trade thus far. Like, even with the one that we're going to talk about with the Chiefs and the Rams, this to me is bigger because, one, the Texans originally, the deal was in place for a 5th round allegedly, and then another team or multiple teams were coming in and saying, we'll try to give you something better, and the Texans sweetened the deal by changing it to a 4th rounder, a player, and a 7th rounder. Now, again, if you're the Texans, not only did you just trade an offensive tackle, but you're giving up an offensive lineman now in Juice Scruggs on an O-line that needed depth. It's a weird, like, if you were trading Titus Howard to get a 5th rounder, then, like, why would you then give away a play, like another offensive lineman plus a 4th and a 7th? Now you really have to hit on the 5th rounder that you got from the Browns. But you could argue, hey, if David Montgomery is David Montgomery, then he's going to help make that O-line look better. Like, there's the argument. Which turns us to the Lions. This is a fascinating trade for the Lions, because for years we have seen Sonic and Knuckles do Sonic and Knuckles things. And their ability to increase the tempo of a game seemingly at will through the use of Gibbs and the use of Monty, or sometimes having both in the field at the same time, is something that I don't think there's an NFL team that have the ability to do something like this. Like, everything else that you saw, everybody always called it a poor man's Gibbs and Monty. And a lot of people gave that credit to Gibbs because of just how fast Gibbs is. But, like, they could not overlook Monty. like the best, like they were the best running back duo in the league. You have your Bijan and your Algier, and you have your Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet, but like these two were kind of the flag bearer for what an RB by committee or RB duo can look like.
Yeah.
To lose Monty and to lose that ability to just slow down a game and just eke out a 3-yard gain, a 4-yard gain, a 6-yard gain. Oh, there's a first down, a 3-yard gain, a 5-yard gain, a 6-yard gain. There's a first down. And to kill clock in that way and just punish defensive lines so that on the next drive, Gibbs can just suddenly shift out of nowhere. It's really going to be interesting to see how this Lions offense looks in this upcoming year. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, it was funny because like there was early in the offseason, like David Montgomery kind of like wasn't like all the stuff that was like Lions related, like he stopped following the Lions and everything like that, it was gone. So everyone's like, oh, he has a contract coming up soon. He's probably trying to get money, but the Lions were going to extend him. So I kind of like that the Lions were like, hey, look, we're not going to keep this player after the following year when he becomes a free agent. Let's try to get the most out of him. And David Montgomery has shown, despite like not being like a consistent 1,000-yard rusher, he's a reliable rusher. This guy is a reliable player. He's someone that you want on your team. He has one of the like high missed tackle rates in the NFL. He breaks a lot of tackles. So teams would be interested in a David Montgomery. The Texans, obviously running back situation, like Woody Marks, very great young player, but couldn't stay healthy. Joe Mixon, we just don't know what's going on with him. Like we honestly don't know what the issue is with Joe Mixon. They needed someone that they can trust and is reliable. And so they went with this running back in David Montgomery. And so I actually like what the Lions got of it. You get offensive line depth with Drew Scruggs. I mean, he ain't going to start for you, but hey, if you get banged up, he can fill in a hole. You get a 2026 fourth and a 2026 seventh. That fourth round pick, that's a difference maker. And if you want to move up in the second round, this fourth round pick that they got from the Texans can definitely help them make a power move if they want to get a player in the second round, or if they want to double up on third round picks, or move back into the second round. Or if they're trying to do something in the first round and move up, then they could throw in this fourth round pick. This fourth round pick doesn't necessarily have to be a player. It's an extra chip for them. And it's something that they will do that they can use to make moves, because the Lions, they're known for moving back, moving up in these drafts. And especially in the second round, there might be some top end players who fall into the second round. They're saying could be a difference maker for us. Let's trade up and get them. So
let's not forget, like in this situation, the Lions now have 2 fourths, but they don't have a third. So like maybe it is a situation where you can stay put and just take the player that falls to you that you may have not have gotten in the third because for whatever reason, and now that person is available. Like maybe they had multiple people that they were like, if we had a third round pick, this is who we would target. And then if one of them falls to us at that initial fourth round pick, we grab that person and then we can trade the second fourth rounder.
Or they could use the 2 fourths to move into the third if there's someone that they like. So, that's just something that they can do. But for the Texans, honestly, C-. Getting David Montgomery at this point, like he's not a lead rusher. He's someone that has to split time in the backfield. For the Lions, A-. You got a depth piece and 2 draft picks, high-end draft picks for a running back where we've seen players.
My thing is I just got to see what they're going to do with the running back room. Because while Gibbs could probably handle the full load of being full RB1, no 1A, 1B situation, at the same time, it's one of those situations where do you want him to do that? Because do you want to risk just normal wear and tear in a running back, but also just this idea that you need him, if you're anticipating being on a stretch run in the playoffs, you need him for that stretch run. So it's like who they get now to replace Monty, because all they have is I think Sion Vaki, and like that's not a name that really in fosters a lot of energy when it comes to it's going to be somebody who can step into the Monty role. So it's like, where are you going to get somebody that's going to be able to be like what David Montgomery is?
They might draft someone. There's a bunch of power backs in this draft that can go after.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a fascinating look at what where the Lions view themselves as a offense, as an organization. Like, does this mean you're going to put more on the plate of Jared Goff? Are you going to be using Jameson Williams more? And you're saying we're not going to rely on our running game as much, but that's kind of been the bread and butter. So we shall see. And that takes us to a trade that is in our division, yours and my division, where the Kansas City Chiefs sent Trent McDuffie, one of the best cornerbacks in the game, to the Rams of all teams. Like a team that didn't really need, I mean, like they needed sort of secondary help, but like this is sort of an embarrassment of riches for a team like this to have between who they have on their front line now and now who they're going to have in the secondary. But in exchange for Trent McDuffie, the Chiefs get a 2026 first round pick, number 29 overall, 2026 fifth, 26 sixth, and 27th third. The first round pick I think is hilarious because the Rams are allergic to drafting with their own first round pick. Like I think we saw the graphic where in the past, I want to say like almost 10 years, they've only once picked with their actual first round pick, and it was for Jared Verse.
Yeah.
Besides that, like they just keep trading it away. Like part of it was the Stafford and Goff trade, yeah, but like they continue to just move picks around. And part of the reason why they feel comfortable doing this is because, case in point, they did it last year, but the pick that they got from the Falcons turned out to be a lot better than a lot of people anticipated. And so they're going to be picking pretty high up there. They're going to be picking 13th overall with the Falcons pick. So they can afford to let the 29th overall pick go. I do find the third rounder in 27 to be interesting, but like it's weird to me from I don't know why NFL.com, I just realized of all places, has wide receiver for Trent McDuffie there, but then above as cornerback. But whatever.
Yeah, man. Why isn't he playing wide receiver then? I don't see him on the offense.
If they had hands, if a cornerback had hands, it'd be a wide receiver.
Yeah,
but this is from the Chiefs' perspective. Whoa, like you would rather sort of re-roll the dice than pay him. And you just restructured the contract of Pat. You're releasing Juwan Taylor. You released Mike Dana. They think they're restructuring. I think they're restructuring. God, I want to say there's somebody else in the defense. I think it might actually be Chris Jones. Yeah, they restructured Chris Jones to move some of the money around and keep him tied to the team through I think 2027. But wow, this is a fascinating one. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, it's typical Rams move. They're not patient. They do not care. They want to win, and I do like the aggressiveness of the Rams. Getting a quality player, a top 15 corner, and Trent McDuffie, tremendous nickel corner, but also can play outside if needed to play. Just a really good pickup, getting him. And honestly, they had the house money to gamble with. I mean, they decided to give up their first round pick. They still have the Falcons first round pick. And, their GM said it. They said, hey, if a quality first round player gets offered to us, we will trade these first round picks. Trent McDuffie is worth the first round pick and whatever later round picks and the 2027 third round. Because like the thing is, the Rams, they're not in the most cap friendly situation. Their money is not as flexible, so they don't have to pay a fifth or sixth round pick. That's more money that they can use to re-sign Trent McDuffie. While with the Chiefs, kind of like it in a sense of, hey, look, we still have Pat Mahomes. We still have one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL. Maybe they talked to Pat and they said, don't rush coming back from this ACL injury. Come back when you can.
Yeah.
Let's soft reset. We have fans. Our fans aren't going anywhere. Season tickets aren't going anywhere. People will understand because this is not the Chiefs of old where the Chiefs didn't win shit. They have won 3 Super Bowls in the Pat Mahomes era, have been to 5 of them things. This is the thing. They're telling Chiefs Kingdom, be patient, be calm. Oh wait, have they won 3 or 4 Super Bowls with Pat?
3,
right? Yeah, 3. Yeah.
3.
They could have had.
Don't give those.
Yeah, they've been in so many Super Bowls, but they have the quarterback, and they have shown. See Trent McDuffie's draft class. They can draft really, really well and find the talent. Now they have 2 first-round picks, 2 opportunities to land starting impact players, and they're going to be getting all these draft picks where they can try to find and plug pieces because this roster was Swiss cheese before. Now it's a full, no holes. They're going to try to fill up the roster the best they can. So maybe next year, not a good year for the Chiefs. Heck, it could be a good year. Pat Mahomes is healthy and 100%. But regardless, they're getting good quality out of it. I like the trade for both teams. The Chiefs, I give like an A-, and the Rams, I give a B+ because like I like McDuffie. Like I say, he's a top 15 corner. He's one of the better nickel or slot corners. But that's the thing. The Rams have so many guys that play well in the nickel and the slot. Would you really take them out just for Trent McDuffie? I don't think so. And then also, too, teams that trade away corners, they kind of know, like, the injury history and, like, how hurt that person. Like, how many trades where the cornerback gets traded or DBs in general get traded actually work out for the other team? Like, it's very rare. Like, Jalen Ramsey, like, the only one that makes sense. But every other time when a DB gets traded, I kind of go like, there's something they know that other teams don't know. But he can pass an NFL physical, but they know something's up. They know something's up because heck, they did it with L'Jarius Sneed too. They just traded L'Jarius Sneed like 2 years ago. So and Sneed hasn't been the same player. So they know something that we don't. And so that's why with the Rams, it's just a slightly below because if Trent McDuffie is who he is, great. You got a great corner. But if he isn't, it's fine. You still have a good player. It's just not going to be the all-pro Pro Bowl player that he is.
Yeah, I find this interesting from the idea that if you look at what their cornerback room is now, and I'm sure like there's going to be one of these remaining KC picks will probably be a cornerback, but like Christian Fulton.
What do you mean, man? We need running backs and wide
receivers. They'll figure that out.
I help this team out and they trade one of my best defenders.
You know what they could be doing? They could be getting ready to trade.
John, I'm broke right now, man. Brittany's mad at me. I have to find ways to save money, man.
Listen. They could be trading the 9th overall and the 29th overall to move up to get Jeremiah Love. It's possible.
No, man. I'm looking at tankathon.com now. And it says that we get him at 9. So what do you mean trade up?
You never know what could happen. But if you get him at 9, then you never know.
Man.
You could take the 29th. Hey, listen, Pat. What if your front office, instead of trying to get you edge rush, instead of trying to get you edge rush up, what if they took that 29th overall and moved up to get Kenyon Sadiq?
Who's that?
Tight end.
Man, I have Travis, bro. We ain't replacing
him. Bro. He's gone in like a year. He's gone in like a year, buddy.
Man, you guys just keep dancing on my downfall, man. Whatever.
Well, okay. One, I do want to say I appreciate that while you were doing the impersonation, you said tankathon.com. I did appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's the website. What do you fucking think I'm going to say it is?
But yeah, it is just an interesting trade. With the amount of restructuring that they're doing, the Chiefs continue to be a team to watch simply from the idea of can they get back to their winning ways? Like, do they really need to be?
You turn this show off, man. This show sucks. We get back in our winning ways. Get out of here. We always win.
Do they need to be doing the full rebuild that many?
We're not rebuilding, man.
Or do they need to be just reloading?
That's what we're doing.
Well, I would like to know from Chase if you could stop possessing the body.
Whatever, man.
No, they're definitely going to reload. I think the move that they made is very much like it's Patriots way. It's very Tom Brady Patriots. Like, oh man, like it's very desperate. I will say, like, I think if people don't think it's a desperate move, it is because they realize what their division is. They have the Chargers and the Broncos nipping at the heels, and both those teams are going to have, especially the Chargers. They have like $99 million in cap space. So they're going to go crazy and hopefully go crazy and free.
I was about to say, hopefully.
Yeah, they'll be able to get good talent in this free agency. The Raiders most likely are going to draft their franchise quarterback. They have a very good running back and a very good tight end, and they just got to figure everything else out. And if Mendoza is just solid, they're going to be a good football team. So yeah, they're reloading, and they know that this is the situation that they have to be in. They're reloading, and they're going to find. And if you're a Chiefs fan, you shouldn't be too concerned because look at the McDuffie draft class. Like, I have to keep just saying that, but literally just Google that draft class. You'd be like, that was a starter, 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 that was a Pro Bowler, that was a Pro Bowler. He almost made a Pro Bowl. Like, it's a good. They know what they're doing, and now they get more capital. They're gonna have, because that was the problem with the Chiefs. They didn't have as strong as depth as in years past, and now they're rebuilding the depth. And instead of paying top end cornerback money to Trent McDuffie, they can draft a kid in the second or the third round, and fill up the roster that way. So yeah, I think it's a very reload type of move for the Chiefs, and maybe there's some free agents that they can re-sign and stuff.
Yeah.
So, or sign, not re-sign.
Yeah. And that takes us to our final trade to talk about, the one that took place today. And this has a lot of buzz in the fantasy community and the dynasty community. This is a big one.
Yeah, man. We could use the picks to trade for this guy, but instead,
From a lot.
Fucking Josh, man. He gets all the help he can get, man. Whatever.
But the Bears send DJ Moore and a 2026 fifth to the Bills, and the Bills send back a 2026 second. Now, DJ Moore famously was part of that first overall trade that the Bears did with Carolina that got Carolina Chase's favorite Alabama quarterback of all time, Bryce Young.
Greatest
and favorite.
Yeah, yes.
No, I'm not disagreeing. And now, a lot of people at the time were like, this is an incredible trade for Chicago. It's also an incredible trade for Carolina. And DJ Moore has worked out to a certain degree in Chicago. He has got not anymore once the league year hits, but he is the most expensive contract in Bears history, which I think is hilarious. Because oh shit, they cycled through Fields and then Trubisky, so they never had to do one of these giant quarterback contracts since quarterback contracts have gotten ridiculous. So it makes sense that a wide receiver would have the most expensive one in Bears history. But it is a guy who has been wide receiver one, at least on paper, for the past couple years, and he has seen his role diminish. Sort of get taken by Rome Odunze. They had Keenan Allen last year, but Rome really was cementing himself as the one. And then Luther Burden's nipping at the heels to become the number two. And so it was a situation of way too many mouths to feed, particularly because DJ Moore, that contract, can you justify it when Rome, Burden, and Loveland are all on rookie contracts? Like, Rome's going to go into the third year of his contract in 26, this upcoming NFL season, but it's still cheap, even though he was 9th overall. So can you justify spending that much money on a DJ Moore when you could use that money elsewhere? The Bears said no, and so they shipped him out. Now, from the Bills' perspective, yeah, this is nice, isn't it? Because if you can get DJ Moore of 2 years ago, where he's getting peppered with targets and he's the guy, then my goodness, this is what you've been missing if you're Buffalo since Stephon Diggs left. Is he as good of a player as Stephon Diggs? I don't know. You could make that's probably a subjective argument, whether DJ Moore is better than Stephon Diggs or Stephon Diggs is better than DJ Moore. But you have to. I think anybody would say, or anybody would agree, that DJ Moore is better than every single wide receiver currently on the Bills team. So. Keon Coleman.
Why are we disrespecting Joshua Palmer like this?
Keon Coleman, you need to take a step back. I mean, you already did that to yourself. Khalil Shakir picked up an injury. I think they're concerned about how he's going to return from that injury. This is a situation that could potentially allow better usage of the Dalton Kincaid and Dawson Knox tandem that the Bills have, or particularly the Kincaid situation, because Knox is continually taking a step back. Does this free up James Cook a little bit more, which is a dangerous thing to say considering he led the league in rushing yards? It's a very fascinating trade. And realistically, if you're the Bills, what player were you going to get at pick 60 that would be on the level of what DJ Moore can give you right now? Like what it's saying in this situation was, let's just say for argument's sake, one of these wide receivers dropped a little bit. At pick 58, Tankathon is saying Chris Bell from Louisville is going to San Francisco. Or it's saying at pick 63, Jeremy Bernard from Alabama going to the Patriots, and then 64, Malachi Fields from Notre Dame going to the Seahawks. If you're the Bills, would you rather have any one of those wide receivers, or would you rather have DJ Moore? I think I'd go with DJ Moore. So, like, I can understand why Brandon Beane, despite being an idiot, when it came to the Keon Coleman situation of that trade, took the bit of the risk and the gamble. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, no, I actually like this for both teams because one, the Bears maximize on the DJ Moore investment. Like they did. Like, hey, they got DJ Moore in this one trade that kind of set up their future, but then they were able to still get good value for DJ Moore, a second round pick, very good. But also for the Bills, a lot of people are gonna say, well, if you were gonna do this for DJ Moore, they should have gone and Waddle. They should have done, and it's like, here's the thing. Joe Brady was the offensive coordinator for the Carolina Panthers when DJ Moore was on the roster. So it's a player that, one, knows Joe Brady's system. Two, Joe Brady already likes. So there's no like Joe Brady doesn't have to do much with DJ Moore. He knows DJ Moore. It's not an unknown to Joe Brady. It's not an unknown at all. He knows what he has with DJ Moore. This is why Curtis Samuel was always on the Bills roster, was because Joe Brady coached him in Carolina as well. There's a reason why he traded for a guy like DJ Moore, because this is a player that he looks at and says, I'm not going to find a second round pick better than DJ Moore. And I'm also getting a player that I know will help Josh Allen out right away. And that's all that matters to Joe Brady, getting a player he's familiar with and that he likes. I like this trade for both teams. For the Bears, though, I give them a higher grade of like an A, just because it's like, bro, like, not only did you get DJ Moore out of like when you got the first round pick from Carolina and stuff out of it, but you were able to get him just for a second round pick. Got him for a second round pick. Like let's be real. Most other teams, 5th round pick, 4th round pick for DJ Moore. DJ Moore he's not carrying a light contract. He has a pretty big contract tied into him. And the fact they were able to get a 2026 second round pick out of this, that is terrific. So for the
I think they would have gotten a 3rd if they hadn't sent back the 5th.
Yeah, but still, they got a second round pick out of this. That's way better than a 5th round pick. Like Ryan Poles doesn't know what to do with those 5th round picks. He's too busy chewing his gum. But for the Bills, I just do like an A-. And I said good things about DJ Moore and how he fits Joe Brady's scheme. And Joe Brady, one thing we've seen about DJ Moore is he likes to pout. Sometimes when he's not getting the ball, he has the poo-poo face. Yeah. He has that resting, quiet. He's angry, but you don't know if he's angry type of face. Jogs a lot on his routes. But if DJ Moore's locked in and he knows Joe Brady's system, this playbook is not going to be unknown to DJ Moore. He's going to be like, oh yeah, dude, I'm so used to this. This is so much better than what Ben Johnson was talking about, banana split, X, DY, something else, and you're just telling me to line up. So yeah, like this trade for both teams.
I want to see, and I think it's going to take a couple weeks, even with training camp. I think maybe by week 3, week 4 of the regular season, we will know sort of the new pecking order in Chicago when it comes to wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and how tight end 1.
Hot take. I think Luther Burden takes wide receiver 1.
You think so?
Yeah.
I'm
hoping. I mean, John, have you seen Luther Burden?
I hope that's not the case.
He's the best wide receiver in Chicago. I mean, Pat, you tell him.
Nah, man.
All right, Pat, you're being cranky. I'm not cranky about this. I think he's the best. Hey, you see his tape, John. You see Luther Burden's tape. Chicago should just make him wide receiver one. Roma Dunze sounds like the best wide receiver two ever, man.
I mean, it will suck for the dynasty team then in the league that we're both in.
Man,
Actually, it would suck for both of them. Actually, it
matter.
would suck for both of them because both of the leagues were in together. But yeah, I want to see, because we saw Colston Loveland take step forwards in this offense in the last like 5 to 6 weeks. I mean, including the playoffs, 5 to 6 weeks. We saw Burden. I mean, now granted, part of this was because Rome wasn't on the field as much with the foot injury, but they were starting to pepper Luther Burden with targets. But they also are peppering Loveland. Now, was this a situation of you're sending him targets out of necessity, or is he really actually learning and picking up that Ben Johnson playbook faster / better than Rome? We're gonna see, and I think we'll know by like week 3.
John, I just hate to break it to you, but Luther Burden's just a better football player than I don't know. I still don't know how he fell to the second round. Like I don't get it. I like Rome. He's a good player. For me, Roma Dunze is a basic Z wide receiver, or X, I guess you could say X wide receiver.
Yeah.
Like, just stay on the outside, just do your thing. Be good number 2. You're not number 1, buddy. You'll catch balls, but you're not number 1.
Huh? And that takes us out of our trades. And so now let's turn to our free agency tracker. And what we have here is yes, Pat.
No, man, it's kind of stupid, man. I'm just mad. I don't even know who Cassius Howell is, and Tankathon.com has us taking it, man.
Listen, you win some, you lose some, Pat.
Man, there's no wide receivers or running backs besides Jeremiah Love.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Oh, I want this to go away, this stupid Spot Rack podcast thing that I don't give a shit about.
It's a 2026 offseason QB primer. Malik Willis, the biggest.
You know what? This'll work.
You can't.
This'll work. There we go. Now we're not going to go blind looking at this. Oh, if I do it like that, then it gets really cool. There we go. All right.
And that Spot Rack better than your podcast. I'll say that, man.
But we have a bunch of players that were told that their contracts, in essence, are not the teams are willing to let them go. There's some really big names out there. I think one of the biggest ones is Taylor Linderbaum. He's not showing up here simply because it's ranking by previous contract value. But you have the Trey Hendricksons. The Mike Evans is a huge one.
Yeah.
Just from a historical standpoint, the idea that Tampa would say, "Yeah, we're done," like, and it's not like Mike Evans was playing bad, like it just an injury took him out. It is kind of like from that historical, like if you're a fan, you wanted Mike Evans to retire a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, and
yeah,
Evans probably wanted to retire a Tampa Bay Buccaneer, but that's not going to be.
It's going to be weird seeing him in a Jacksonville.
Yeah, you know what I mean, like.
I'm just gonna go to Jacksonville.
He just goes to join Liam Cohen. That'd be hilarious. I mean, they could probably use another wide receiver if they're gonna have Travis Hunter be a cornerback. So we've got Jawan Taylor released from Kansas City. We've got a lot of players here. Trevon Diggs, a cornerback from Green Bay. Khalil Mack, an interesting name there. I've seen like what would happen if Khalil Mack returned to the Raiders or returned to the Bears. Speaking of the Bears, we had a big one, Tremaine Edmonds. They thought that they were going to try to figure out some kind of trade. They weren't able to pull that off. They said we're just gonna be releasing you. Deebo Samuel, that was a trade with the Niners, and it was basically on a 1-year deal and couldn't get it done. We still don't know whether Travis Kelce is actually retired or not. That's, I think, a fact.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, we could just assume if he comes back, he's going to be with the Chiefs.
Yeah. He's staying there. there's some quality if you're like not like sexy picks in the sense of wide receiver splashes. Like sure, there's Mike Evans, right? And
Yeah.
sure, I guess technically there's Tyreek Hill, but there's really not like huge names from an offensive standpoint. We saw Breece Hall get the tag, which was a bit of a surprise considering how much the Jets are in a rebuild, and it could still potentially be a tag and trade. I don't think it will be, but like it could be. But if you're the Jets, I don't know. I would trade him. I would have done the tag and trade him because like unless you really think you're going to be able to turn this around in 2 years, you're not going to be in a position where you're going to be able to use the best times that Breece Hall has. And if anything, Breece Hall is going to be hurting the draft stock for those 2 years on the rebuild. So that's a weird one.
Well, he's on that one tag where if teams sign him, like they have to give up 3 first-round picks or something.
Who's gonna that's ridiculous. We don't know whether Aaron Rodgers is going to be returning to Pittsburgh, which is I think is funny considering they hired his old coach Mike McCarthy as the head coach. I think it'd be interesting if McCarthy did say, "I have faith in Will Howard." I don't know if that would work out for McCarthy and the long-term position of the Steelers. But what I wanted to know, like, who are some of the free agents that you're going to be looking for and you're going to be looking at to see where they go on to new teams?
Yeah, it's Mike Evans, Deebo Samuels, those guys. Like, I'm kind of like interested, and Tyreek Hill, obviously. I think the wide receivers, those ones are the most interesting to me. Just because like Tyreek Hill, he has plenty of suitors. Like, despite coming up injury, he's still fast. You can't change that. A lot of these guys, I say them because I'm like, oh, I can see Tyreek Hill signing with the Chargers. I can see Mike Evans signing with the Chargers. I can see Deebo Samuel, who was under Mike McDaniel's scheme, signing with the Chargers. Like, these are players that I'm looking at more from a Chargers perspective of like, I can see the Chargers going after one of these guys, because, just to, help out a little bit, because I don't think you will have to pay. I think Mike Evans, out of the list of names, that's the only one that will get a big money contract. But with Tyreek Hill, he's had his money. I think you can get him at a 1 year, $10 million type of deal. Deebo Samuel, it's more of like, yeah, he did well for the Commanders, but hey, can you prove it to us and give him a 1 year prove it deal? Not like Lattimore and Diggs, they're both kind of just okay players at this point in their career. Like Lattimore, like the Commanders look like idiots trading a first round pick for him. This didn't pan out. Not even worth giving like a big extension to. So, I mean, if he ends up being good, a 1 year prove it deal for Lattimore will be good. Khalil Mack, I would love for him to come back to the Chargers, like 18 to 20 million. But after what Danielle Hunter signed for, I don't know. Maybe Khalil Mack is like, you can't you give that to me? Like, but I love Mack. I hope whatever team Mack goes to, one, he can compete for a title, and then 2, they pay him well. That's all I care about. Khalil Mack's worth 1 year, 18, 20 million. I don't care what anyone says. He is a tremendous player, Hall of Famer, one of the best players that I've seen play in a uniform. Just keep up your good jersey streak, Khalil Mack. If you don't come back to the Chargers, keep up having the best jersey lineup of a player in NFL history. Raiders, Bears, and Chargers. Oh, beautiful. Like, don't ruin it. You gotta keep it up. So
who would you consider ruining it for him?
Oh man, Cardinals. Like, the Rams current jerseys, not the old jerseys. They're disgusting. No, don't want it. Don't want to see it. Don't want to look at it.
Let's look at
Jacksonville, the Jags.
Oh yeah, that's fair. No, I'm with you there. That's a terrible uniform. Who would be? Let's see. Because it's so ridiculous to like try to sort through this because it's not really the ability. The best way to do it really is this pre-market value thing. Unless I guess we look at what is their what would be the anticipated one. Like Juwan Jennings, I think that is a really, really interesting situation.
What happened? Carolina, here you come.
Yeah, if he can find a team that's gonna pay him,
they always have
really, he is a really, really good wide receiver. Not as quote unquote like reliable as a Jacoby Myers, because that might be like the most reliable wide receiver in the league. But Juwan Jennings has some electric, and I mean, like he's getting up there, like 20. We can see 28 and a half years old, but like he's still got some juice. The Alec Pierce, that one's going to be interesting. There's going to be a team I think that overpays because of the youth and that deep ball threat that he has. I'm want to see. I think. This is what I want to ask. What happened with Odafe Owe?
What do you mean? He was always a free agent.
I know, but I'm saying they weren't trying to re-sign him. Like this, not.
No, we just didn't use a franchise tag on him.
Gotcha.
No,
bring it back.
Oh, I think so. I think they're trying to figure out Thule first and then Owe. I think the thing is with Owe, it's like he is a good player. Don't get me wrong. I like Odafe Owe. We traded for him, obviously, but I think with him, it's more of like, okay, like I think the Chargers are looking at Linderbaum and saying to themselves, we need a Linderbaum more than we need an Odafe Owe, because the Chargers, they have Thule on the edge. They have Kennard, who kind of had like a redshirt year, I guess. Didn't really play for us. Like, yeah, he didn't look good, but you never know. Players might break out in year 2, year 3. They might draft some edge rushers in this upcoming draft. So I just look at it where they say, hey, they just got Owe to add depth to their edge and stuff like that. And we didn't really give too much up for Odafe Owe. So, but I could see it if we get Linderbaum, because keep in mind the Chargers, like Zion Johnson, it doesn't seem like he's coming back. Like we're not going to pay whatever the heck his market value is, because Linderbaum, like they say this market value, rumors are he might get 20 mil a year. So the Chargers are going to go for that. And then afterwards try to figure out, like, can we get Owe and stuff? And then a guy like David Edwards is going to demand money. Like, I think the Chargers are looking like this. We can give 20 million to both Linderbaum and David Edwards. That's much better than having Odafe Owe. Even though he was good for us, we've seen with the Chargers, they will make a trade and try to find ways to, get a good player to play on their team. So, yeah.
The Linderbaum contract,
I want him.
I think to me, it's going to be the highest.
Yeah,
it's going to be the highest out of all of these. Not necessarily strictly from like the pure like AAV concept, but like that idea of the length and the total, like that signing bonus, all of that from that perspective. That I think it's gonna be huge. Whatever I don't know what team's going to land him, but he seems to be
Chargers. Like I spoke Mike McDaniel's in existence. I'm going to speak Tyler Linderbaum in existence. Did I not say I wanted Mike McDaniel's? I want Linderbaum.
Sure. That's true. You can say Tyler. It doesn't mean that they're going to get him.
Well, we got Mike McDaniel, so I'm all right in my hot streak.
I mean, you didn't want any injuries to your O-line, and that happened. So
yeah, well, with Linderbaum and David Edwards, it'll be great. Those two protecting Herbert would be nice. I like David Edwards a lot too. Can get him for like a 2-year deal. Yeah, I do. Jalen Phillips is another guy that I would like for the Chargers. He kind of fits the Owe role, and he will be cheaper than Owe, I think.
Wait, who?
Jalen Phillips, former Dolphins edge rusher. Yeah. He grew up a Chargers fan too, so
there you go.
That's who the Bears have to worry about re-signing is Nahshon Wright. He turned it on this season. Yeah.
He's definitely earned another contract. Earned a big one too. This is going to be interesting to me. Rashid Shaheed.
Oh, Raiders.
Because one of the things I've seen is
let's just stop.
Say again.
He's going to the Raiders. Let's just stop. He's going to fall Kubiak. He's
going
to fall Kubiak.
But like what I've seen and where I'm going with this is I've seen Rashid Shaheed leaves in free agency, and then in response, the Seahawks sign Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, I can see that.
Like I've seen some people like put that out in the air, because like if you think about it, you would then have JSN, Cooper Kupp, Torrey Horton, and Juwan Jennings, and like would then have the ability to kind of back out of the Cooper Kupp experience if you wanted to, and you have Juwan Jennings being the oldest in the room at 28 and a half, and then JSN and Torrey Horton. Like you're getting younger in that sense. So yeah, I could see it as a way to because like Shaheed's 27 and a half, Jennings is 28 and a half. It's not that much older, but like the Cooper Kupp aspect, yeah, you could do some things there. Mekhi Becton, what's the story there? Where
He was just injured. He was just injured this season.
That's what I'm saying, like, is that they're going to be able to bring him back? Like, do they? Because like if you're able,
no, we released him. Chargers aren't.
I know, but I'm saying if you're able to get David Edwards, you don't need to re-sign him or anything like that.
No, we don't want Mekhi Becton back. We released him.
I know. I'm saying, but the ability to bring him back, because like you don't know if you're going to get Edwards.
No, I don't.
They're happy.
I don't want him back. I don't want Mekhi Becton back. You can go to another team and disappoint them.
You can have the Mekhi Becton experience again. Oh, Cam Jordan getting released. That is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it, like from the Saints' perspective, because you and I have talked about the idea of rebuilding the Saints in Madden and like the difficulty of doing that because of those contracts. Like, finally, Cam Jordan is off the books. Like, not in the way they necessarily wanted it, but like Cam Jordan's finally off the Saints books.
I wouldn't mind Barrett Tucker on the Chargers too. Why do they look Barrett Tucker listed as a tackle? He's a guard.
You know what? Let's find out.
He plays guard. I mean, I know injuries sometimes plague the guy.
Right, you're right, yeah. Yeah,
I wouldn't mind Barrett Tucker on a 1 year prove it. Why not?
Yeah, once you go to the actual page, then it says he's a guard. But yeah.
The Seahawks for winning the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, they're losing a lot of players, including MVP Kenneth Walker.
That, you know what? There we go. Where do we think Kenneth Walker goes without doing the Patrick Mahomes impression?
Let's see. What's a team needs a running back? Would like K9, would pay him decent money. Not Jacksonville. They have ETN.
Do they?
They'll probably pay him. Because if you're going to pay ETN, why wouldn't you just? If you're going to pay Kenneth Walker, why wouldn't you just keep ETN? Let's see.
I mean,
who would Kenneth Walker go to?
Is there brother Kenneth Walker?
Huh?
I said if I had to pick between the two, I'd rather have Kenneth Walker.
ETN played great this year.
I'm saying he didn't. I'm saying that Kenneth Walker is a different animal.
Yeah, but Kenneth Walker has not played in Liam Cohen's scheme. It'd be. Yeah, I'm trying to think who could land Kenneth Walker. I mean, would you want him on the Broncos?
I would say absolutely yes.
Yeah.
I think the only running back in free agency that I would want more than Kenneth Walker is Tyler Algier.
Yeah, of course. Steelers, they need a running back.
They have Warren. I guess technically speaking, they have Caleb Johnson, which, I mean, he could not see the field to save his life. So maybe they don't have Caleb Johnson.
You know what? The Cardinals, like, they finally say it's been fun.
They did release James Conner.
Yeah, it's been fun. Kenneth Walker time. Like, let's bring Kenneth Walker, have a fresh new running back and stuff.
That's really funny because if you go from like released Kyler Murray, so if you go from K1 to K9.
Yeah, exactly. I could see the Cardinals going for him. Cardinals, they could go for him. I'm trying to think because like normally running backs, it's always like the team that doesn't have a running back that's bad, and they just overpay because that's like that's the only way they can get this player to come play for them. Yeah, and they just do it at the running back position for whatever reason.
That brings up an interesting question, the Kyler Murray situation, because this is they're saying if they're able to trade him, they'll trade him. If not, they anticipate releasing him. So if you're one of these teams, why would you trade for him? He's going to get paid the fucking guaranteed money anyway. Just get him on league minimum. So it's like it's a weird thing for them to say, if we can trade you, we'll trade you, because it's like you're not going to be able to. So where do we think Kyler Murray goes? There's a lot. There's talk about the Jets. A lot.
I don't know if I would think that. I think Steelers or Vikings. I think those are the two.
Vikings is another one that I've seen. I haven't seen Steelers as much, but Vikings I have. Steelers would be interesting. Like, can you? With a Mike McCarthy?
Well, no, because McCarthy loves Murray. That was his guy. Like, he loves Kyler Murray. So You know, if Mendoza wasn't a slam dunk number one, I would have honestly said Raiders is like the perfect, most Kyler Murray spot ever. Like I could see Kyler Murray in a
Yeah.
Raiders jersey and stuff. Like, but no, yeah, I think the Vikings, you should do everything in your power to try to get at Kyler Murray. I think there is the talent there. I think KOC has proven himself as a QB whisperer type coach. And if Justin Jefferson likes the guy, you might as well get it. Like I think Kyler Murray, like that's the only thing is that like there's the height issue, but
Sure, but like I guess so. My question here is, particularly for the Vikings, let's say for argument's sake that JJ McCarthy, like there's still a possibility there. There's still a possibility. Let's just say if you bring in Kyler Murray and Kyler Murray wins the starter job, which he should, right? If it's him and JJ McCarthy, he at least has more experience than JJ.
yeah.
Let's say he plays pretty well, right? Not as good as Sam Darnold did last year for the Vikings, but close to it. Aren't you just in the same fucking boat that you were at the end of the 2024 season?
I think with
Instead of Sam Darnold and JJ, now it's Kyler and JJ.
No, I think with Kyler, he's gonna sign whatever team he signs to. It'll be like a Baker contract, like a two-year contract or a 3-year contract with like 2-year like 30 million a year type of contract. Like that's it, like 2-year 60 or a 3-year 90 type of deal. I don't think he's already made his money. He's good, or fuck it, he can just go back to baseball. He's a tremendous athlete. I mean. The Oakland A's were like, "Hey, man, we'll take you back. We don't have a team. We don't have a location yet, but come back. Come home. Come to Vegas this way."
Yeah, the Kyler Murray, how he. So then, I guess my question is also as a follow up: if you are the GM of your favorite NFC team, the Cardinals, and your favorite NFC West team, the Cardinals.
Yeah.
What the hell do you do at quarterback this year? Like, is it just Jacoby Brissett?
Yeah, man. Ride the hot hand. No, you definitely draft like a Simpson or someone in round number 2.
Yeah. I mean, right now he's projected to go to them.
Yeah, Simpson like Shuck. Like you just say, sit behind this idiot, learn from him. Play well the second half of the season, and then everyone's like rookie of the year. That's it. Like Shuck. Simpson is this year's Shuck. Just learn the offense. Learn this new. Who's their coach again? Is it a Kubiak clone or a Shanahan?
Mike LaFleur.
Mike LaFleur, yeah, Matt LaFleur's little brother. Just learn this offense. Take your time. Boom. Or if you just want to go crazy with it, and Mike, he knows Matt, he goes, "Hey, Malik Willis, come on down."
Yeah, don't forget
the Malik Willis experiment.
Their offensive coordinator is Nathaniel Hackett.
Malik Willis, come on down. Hackett, what a hack.
Well, that brings us to our conversation about. We've talked about what a lot of these teams.
Wasn't there another cut that happened? I swear there was one other cut I wanted to bring up. I can't bring the name of it right now.
Do you remember the position?
No, I'm trying to remember. It was like a release, and I was like, "Oh, we're not going to talk about the Texans signing. We're not talking about signings yet."
Oh, we can talk about. I mean, there's really only just the one.
Yeah, we got to talk about that. But I'm trying to remember who got cut.
Before we one thing, Trey Hendrickson.
Oh, okay. That's who I want to talk about. Was Hendrickson.
Where do we think this guy goes? Like, because that's like it. He's 30. He's 31 now. He's a little over 31. It's like it's funny because like according to Spot Rack, he has the highest AAV for market value. He had the previous highest, or no, it was Cheetah because Trey had 29, Cheetah had 30. But like, what team is picking this guy up?
Maybe the Bills, they upgrade. They go from Joey Bosa to Trey Hendrickson.
White boy to white boy.
Yeah, they go. Bosa was too slow. Go with a little bit faster. Let's go with Trey Hendrickson. He's going to a contender, I think. A contending team will give him a 1 year. Maybe they'll give him a Daniil Hunter deal, 1 year, $40 million.
Thank you for that transition. Because Danielle Hunter signed one of the funniest contracts I've ever seen in my life. And then I've seen the Deshaun Watson contract.
Mm-hmm.
I
Oh
don't
man, I
understand.
should have saved this for the show. So before we went on air, folks, I go to John. I'm like, "Oh, did you see the Danielle Hunter extension?" And then he goes, "No, I haven't." And I'm like, "I'm not gonna." And I literally told him, "I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I just want your reaction." So he's like searching it and stuff, and he goes, "What? No way, huh?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's the deal." And then he couldn't believe it. He literally was like clicking through like 2 or 3 different tabs trying to figure it out, and then he started laughing like a madman. It was like, this is the most insane contract I've ever seen, dude.
I mean, here's my thing. I would have just paid Scruggs and Titus Howard. like I just would have paid them and been like, all right, now I get David Montgomery. I find another way to trade for David Montgomery, and I have a run game, and I don't need to put as much pressure on my defense, so I don't need to pay Danielle Hunter all this money.
Oh, look at this. Every fucking game, Danielle Hunter makes like 500,000. Think about that. There's human beings that make 500,000 in a year. Danielle Hunter just has to be active in a game, and he gets paid.
There's people that don't make $500,000 in their lifetime.
Yeah,
that's insane.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter just has to be active for a game, and he gets paid 500,000. Can you imagine your paycheck? You just wake up, it's like, oh, cool, I got 500,000.
Wild, absolutely wild. It almost left me speechless, just from the perspective of like, how do you waste this much money? Like, hold on, I gotta see this. Yo, this is insane. Like, this is insane.
You know who's the defensive player with the most career earnings in the NFL? Right now?
Oh, right now?
Yeah, currently.
Like, for some reason, I want to say like Myles Garrett. I know that's not the right answer.
It's Khalil Mack. Look at Khalil Mack. You'll be shocked.
Shit, right.
You look at Khalil Mack and you'll be like, what the fuck? You'll be like, holy shit. The Raiders is the only time he was like underpaid.
Oh no. $218 million. Yeah. Oh my god. That's insane. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Wow. You gotta wonder what he does with all that money. But anyway,
he's chilling, bro.
You know,
and he's gonna make another 18 to 20 mil.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, and Danielle Hunter's catching up now with that 40 mil. And Texas too. Oh my god! And especially in the division they play, they're not gonna get state tax in Tennessee, state tax in Florida.
Nope.
Who else do the Texans play? Who's else in the AFC?
Indiana, but Indiana's low.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah, man. We gotta look at the Texans roster. We gotta Texans schedule. See, like, oh man, that tax.
That's what we should do. Figure out what.
Yeah, what's gonna hurt him most when it comes to tax season? That does play in a factor for some player, like especially a player at like certain ages. They look at that. They'll be like, sometimes when you be like, why did that player sign with this? I'm like, bro, you gotta look at the state tax situation. Sometimes
I
want to make money.
You and I have talked about it. I completely agree with the players, and I completely understand. So let's see. All right. So the Texans this year, obviously they do Colts, Jags, and Titans. Their conference away opponents is the AFC North, and they're going to face Cleveland. So that's Ohio. And
that's kind of rough.
Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
PA's taxes suck. Okay.
They're going to play away game Wisconsin, Green Bay Packers.
Ooh.
DC Maryland Commanders.
Oh, that's still bad. Oh man, you had to sign this $40 million contract. But these away games,
wait for it. Pennsylvania again, Philadelphia.
Two PA taxes on it. Oh shit!
And last but not least, an away game, SoFi Stadium, Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh, California's taxes. Oh man, yeah, no, that $40 million is guaranteed. Yeah, no, he had to. That's why he got it all in the signing bonus. He was like, hey. You see all these away games we have to play? How much money Uncle Sam's gonna be taking from me? From these teams?
There it is.
Do the Texans have an international game? They normally get one. I always see them like in one.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Unless, I mean, it's saying that. I mean, it's not saying yet whether they do.
Yeah, because I always see like the Texans playing like some random international game. Like I don't think the NFL has announced like what are the international games. I know where they're going internationally, but we don't know
right. Well, we don't know the games yet.
Texans are always good for one. They're always like, yeah, Texans and Spain. Come see CJ Stroud.
Let's see. Oh no, they've announced so they're not going to be considered one of the home teams, but that doesn't necessarily mean they won't be one of the away teams. But out of the teams that they face, dang, 2 Jags games are going to be in England.
Oh, well, that doesn't hurt your taxes.
And 1 Commanders game will be in England as well. So it's possible. It is possible.
Yeah.
You guys aren't getting any, at least for this year.
Thank God.
I remember last year how upset you were about
that. I got robbed 1 fucking home game, bro. We actually got an extra home game this year.
There you go.
Well, technically an extra home game because we're playing the Rams, but it's a Rams home game.
All right. Let's shift gears a little bit to the scouting combine.
Yeah, man.
Because there are a lot of teams. We talked about teams trading, involved in those trades or draft picks. We talked about teams not re-signing people because they think they can get younger or get better through the draft. Let's talk about this crop of talent from the 2026 or who will be the 2026 draft. What are some of the positions or individuals that really stood out to you from the draft? Let's start with, I think, one of the big ones, which is if you need a tight end.
There's 2 good ones.
There's some very good ones. There's Kenyon Sadiq. There's Eli Stowers. They both kind of were neck and neck to be tight end 1 to the class. And it looked as though Stowers could potentially be edging out Sadiq for the spot. And then Sadiq comes through with this insane, absolutely insane combine runtime, as well as, if I remember right, his bench, I think it was. Yeah, He had 26 reps. Not as strong as Hibner, but I think Hibner's he's more of a blocking tight end.
Yeah, run blocking. He's a run blocker for sure.
But either way, this is like Sadiq kind of tested off the charts. He started moving up spots when it came to the draft. How did you like Sadiq's combine as well as Stowers' combine? And how do you feel about some of the other tight ends? Like, did any of them really help their case?
Yeah, I really liked Eli Stowers' combine. I know Kenyon Sadiq was like numbers wise was really good, but I think Stowers, I liked him at Vanderbilt, but I think the combine definitely helped like solidify. He is a automatic top day 2 talent. If not, someone that it's okay if you reach for him in the late 20s or something. Like I do think that he is someone that could be taken off the board day 1 and definitely a top end day 2 talent. Someone's going to trade up for him. Great receiving threat. Sadiq obviously looked good. I do think that the Utah tight end, Bentley, I think he did well for himself on here. I think he ran a lot faster than what people thought he could run. And I think that he looked really good in a lot of the other testing that they did with him. So I do like what he brought to the table. I think he kind of helped himself as a 4th round, 5th round guy that you might feel like, oh, okay, I'm getting someone really good in Dallin Bentley instead of like, if you miss out on some of the bigger names or like kids that went to bigger schools like the Michigans, the Notre Dames, like Eli Raridon, he's gonna get drafted high just because he went to Notre Dame. Notre Dame has a great history of tight ends, yada yada yada. But Dallin Bentley, I think he helped himself really, really well with this combine performance that he had, and running a lot faster than what people expected him to run was very, very good. Because like a lot of people said he was like a 4.8, 4.7 guy, and he got to a 4.6 almost flat. So,
yeah, I think that a lot of these, if you are a tight end needy team, there are a lot of options here. I know another one that did he not? maybe he didn't, or I'm missing the name. Yeah, or maybe he didn't run. Max Clare is
Yeah.
another name that is on a lot of people's radars when it comes to the draft, which I think actually brings up an interesting point. Is a lot of these players now are not doing either they're doing some events at the combine or they're just straight up not doing anything at the combine.
Yeah,
And
some of them.
really, I think it's hurting the combine as a concept. And sure, maybe some of the the drills don't really make sense, but like it is a way to just show GMs that you're willing to put in the work.
Yeah, I think some of them go for the interview portion of it. Like they're
Right.
more focused on the interview side of the things. And then not only that, the pro day, I know with like the 40 times, a lot of players don't want to run because you'll get different times on the stopwatch compare like coaches have their own stopwatch that they use.
Mhm.
And Kenny Sadiq, he ran a 4.39 under that little NFL thing that they have. But some people may have had him running at a 4.3 flat. And they're like, oh shit, this guy's faster than we thought. Like 4.3 for a tight end, like holy moly and stuff. So like that's the thing. Like a lot of them want to go to the pro days and do their pro day so that way they can show like they're just there for the interview process and they're like, hey, I'm gonna do this, and this. Maybe it was just like the 40-yard dash, like there's no concern about the speed and anything like that, but you want to show the other measurables and stuff like a vertical or something.
Which these two guys, like Stowers' vertical is crazy. Like I think that's what that broke these two guys like broke records. I think.
Yeah.
Insane. But also on the offense side, Mike Washington helped his draft stock, I think, a lot.
He went up because of this combine.
Because like there was a lot of conversation about the Jadarian Prices of the world, the Jonah Colemans of the world, and they probably will be day 2, day 3 picks. But like Mike Washington arguably was like looking at maybe being like a 5th rounder, and he's pushed himself up where you could see an argument for him being a 3rd round pick. And same with Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson didn't have speed. He's not like the speediest guy in the world, but it was just how these guys are pulling off these combines and pulling off some of these drills. Jonah Coleman and Jadarian Price, like this strength here that they're displaying, they're keeping their names. Like it's interesting to see how each guy is sort of excelling at different things and what they're bringing to the table. Because like Emmett Johnson had the tape from Nebraska of being a 3-down back. Coleman and Price having the strength of they're showing that they can be good power backs. Washington showing that he can be shifty and speedy. And if you have a good receiving back or scat back, that's what you're looking for. He's going to be able to fill that role. I think a lot of these guys help themselves when it comes to the running back room. How'd you feel about this one?
Yeah, no, I'm with you on the Arkansas kid. He did really well to raise up his draft stock and did very, very well for himself because like that was something where it's like, he was a talented player in college, but like once you get to this, go to the 3-cone real quick. I want to see his 3-cone because 3-cone's very much more important to me than
only Emmett Johnson did. That's what I was saying. Like Emmett was showing that he could be like a full 3-down back.
Yeah. Everyone else was like, yeah, we ain't doing all these. So 3-cone I find important for running backs and wide receivers a lot because I want to see like how you move in your breaks and everything. But that's fine. But yeah, no. Mike Washington Jr. looked really, really good. Singleton, though, I didn't see him do anything. He didn't even participate in like one thing. Did he just go for interviews? Like that's it. Like your draft stock. Yeah, your draft stock is the one that people are questioning the most, Nicholas Singleton. So you should have been running these. And now you went from like RB2 to maybe RB5 or 6 in this situation. So he's like a big loser, in my opinion.
Yeah, let me see. Because he's dropped now. He is so right now, like if we're just using Tankathon as a gauge, RB1 Jeremiah Love, everybody knew that. 2 Jadarian Price, 3 Emmett Johnson, 4 Mike Washington, 5 Jonah Coleman, and then 6 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 6 Nicholas Singleton. So yeah, he has definitely dropped. What I thought was interesting was, are people really valuing just the last year, 2024, because Katron Allen has not been able to surpass him, at least as it shows up on some of these rankings. Like, and you watch. I mean, you're more of the college
Mhm.
guy between you and me. Like between the two of them, Katrin Allen was supposed to have had the better year. So are people just really highly valuing Singleton's 2024 season versus Allen's 2025?
Yeah, no, it's what they saw from the 2024 playoff run and what he did as a running back there.
Hmm.
They like that a lot more than what Katron Allen's nice, but he's not Nicholas Singleton. Singleton was like a stud here.
Hmm. But like I was saying, or like we were discussing, a lot of these players aren't showing up for all of the combine, and they're doing just more of the interviews. And we kind of saw that with some of these wide receivers as well. Brennan Thompson was a name that I had written down for dynasty purposes a while back, and to see him run a 4.26, it's tough because like I do generally like I'm like, oh, so he's just a fast guy. And like we can see a lot of times fast wide receivers, that's the fastest guy in the combine doesn't necessarily mean shit. Cause like what was it, John Ross III?
Yeah.
Really fast. Xavier Worthy hasn't put it together yet. Like he's great as a diversion, but he's not like Jamison Williams, who had the speed and the ability to catch. It's very rare to be able to pull both of those things together. So I'm still looking to see Brennan Thompson. I want to see what team grabs him, but like I don't know how much he necessarily helped his draft stock. But there's always that, oh, this is the fastest guy from the 40. Let's bump him up a bit. Was there anybody from that was doing these drills? Anybody that kind of stood out to you? Because like for some of these guys, like some of these names are names that we were as like a dynasty community kind of looking at coming into the season, like the Jacoby Lanes of the world, for example, or the Jeremy Bernards, and they have not seemed to have moved up as much as some of these other guys. Like maybe Omar Cooper and Surratt, like they're getting the you won a natty bump.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, they're getting that. Yeah.
but how do you feel about some of these wide receivers and how they turned in their performances?
Yeah, I think Kendrick Law, he did pretty well for himself in this one. 40-yard time, I don't think was like anything spectacular, but he kind of showed something to me of like, oh, he's kind of like he's a good receiver. I think he's going to be a good little nice day 3 pickup for someone. People are going to be like, whoa, Kendrick Law, how did this guy fall to day number 3? And it's like, well, teams just looked at how fast he could run and they didn't look at like the whole overall package of a player because I do think he did himself a very good service at this combine. Zachariah Branch, I think, showed he's more than just he was the speedy guy. He was supposed everyone said he was going to be like the fastest person, and he ran respect that like people are going to think 4.35 is slow. 4.35 is fast. I don't care what anyone says. Like if you can run a 4.4, like I think you're a fast human being. 4.35 for Zachariah Branch. I think he did a good job for himself. I think Eric Rivers running that 40 time also helps him out too. As a player from Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech's more of an option school, so teams know like, hey, one, this guy's tough. He can also run block really, really well, but also he can run really fast if we need him to. So I think Zachariah Branch really looked really well out of this, and I think wouldn't be surprised if he's a sneaky end of the first round player. Like people go grab him just because of the speed, but just the versatility that you can get out of a Zachariah Branch. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of like it doesn't seem to be as strong of a offensive class from a wide receiver perspective. Running back has Jeremiah Love. There seem to be like some kind of diamonds in the rough for the rest of the RB class, and then on the tight ends kind of thing, it seems to be kind of dominated by Sadiq, Stowers, and then to a certain extent Claire. We didn't really see much from the drills when it came to the quarterbacks. Like I don't know, like there's nothing that really stands out to me from the idea of throwing not in pads. Like it's you know what I mean? Like even from the perspective of like the wide receivers making the catches, like it sort of is a situation where it's like if you're the wide receiver and you don't make the catch, then I'm like, okay, wait a minute. Like, why are you not like what's happening here? And sure, it is a situation where you are more often than not, like you're catching a pass from a quarterback you're not used to. But yeah, that's usually what stands out to me from there as a good thing or a bad thing. But this has been talked about as a defensive draft. Who are the defensive players that stood out to you from the combine? I mean, there's some that didn't really do much there, but then there's a couple in particular.
come on, this one named Sonny Styles. Like, let's just this guy freaking holy shit. Like, he looked tremendous, not just in the 40, 3-cone, vertical. He's gonna be good. He's gonna be a good football player. I'm just gonna say that, man. Sonny Styles, 100%. Like, he came away where I'm like, maybe a team should take him with the numbers 2 overall pick. Sounds like a very strong football player, in my opinion. No, I know he's an inside linebacker, but still looked really good.
Yeah, he I think he's moved up. He's moved up draft boards since that combine performance. I think it was, hold on. Yeah, he's now projected 5th overall to the Giants.
Let's see. I'm honestly, if you're the Jets, Arbel Reese is nice, but come on. Get the leader of the defense. Get Sonny Styles.
Yeah, there's an argument, right? Like, if you can figure out who's going to have the green dot and you have somebody who you trust having the green dot, like
go to a 3-cone and shuttle. I want to see
like our boy, like our boy Alex, green dot. And there's a like I can't tell you how many people complain about like, oh, he's missing a tackle or oh, he's not reacting. I'm like, okay, but he's also the guy calling the defense.
Yeah.
So it's like there's something, you know what I mean?
Go 3-cone. Where's Sonny? Did he not participate in this?
Right here, 709.
Not bad at all. 7-9. Jacob Rodriguez, though, I do like him as a day 2 pick from Tech. He's really good. He had a great Heisman campaign. I think he's going to be one of those 2nd-round picks, 3rd-round pick guys, Jacob Rodriguez, and everyone's going to be like, why was he in the 1st round? Because teams sleep on players for whatever reason. Go to Shuttle. I want to see Shuttle, too. Because Shuttle is important to me for linebackers. Yeah. Oh, I forgot about Jack Kelly, to be honest. He's a good player, too. Maybe not the fastest, but I do like him. But look at Sonny Styles, bro.
It's just like either he's at the top or he's really damn close and almost.
I think Jacob Rodriguez had a top 340 for the linebackers, right? He had a high 40, I want to say. Or maybe he was just slow. No, he was slow. Or did he not run?
4.57.
That's good for a linebacker. Jack Kelly too, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
I like Jack Kelly too. Carson Sharar. That sounds like a chief if I've ever seen one, bro.
You know it does.
Yeah, Carson
He really
Sharar.
does.
Yeah, right. Like, can't you just picture this fucker pissing us off?
Yeah, hold on. It'd be really funny if he's already listening. Oh, he's not. Darn. And Tagathon is like going to a team. He's not. But they only have through round 4 compensatory up.
Yeah.
He'll move.
Yeah.
You know who else sounds like
Perkins didn't do anything.
This name right here also sounds like a chief.
No, that's a Charger. Caleb Adams Orr. I can already see it. I like Anthony Hill Jr. a lot too from Texas. He's good.
I've seen him connected with Denver a lot.
Yeah, but I like Jack Kelly and then Jacob Rodriguez as like sleepers, honestly, because like Rodriguez showed me a lot. Like, he was really like the heart and soul of that Texas Tech defense, and he did like almost everything for that team, bro. Like, they needed a crucial interception, he got it. Forced fumbles, he had like 7 of them this year, and then like, yeah, no, he's a good football. Like, he's one of those guys where it's like there's nothing fantastic that like numbers wise that you'll see like in terms of like these things like combines and stuff, but leader of men and everything. I just like him. I really do like him as a player and stuff. Yeah. You know who didn't help their draft stock? My guy Lawson. He didn't do well. And then Overton didn't do well. Deontay Lawson. He didn't do shit. And then freaking JT Overton sucked it up in the combine.
Yeah,
we're not really looking at 40s for. Just go to the bench, bro.
Yeah.
Why are we looking at 40s for?
What am I doing?
None of these guys wanted to lift.
Wait, who's the guy? Wait, hold on. Where's the guy who?
I like Skylar Gale Howard. He's good.
Was it an O-line guy? Who was the guy who like hit 49? 49. Oh wait, was that just in a weight room that I was looking at?
Probably.
Some guy hit 49 on the. Oh man, I don't know what I was looking at then. Like I think like it's the record of for the bench at the combine is like the reps, the number of reps. I want to say that the record is 45.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying, and some guy hit 49 or something like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
maybe it wasn't considered an official thing. I don't know. But the cornerbacks. This is a a fascinating class because there's guys here, but there's also like it seems like it's more developmental versus like at least at safety, like we know there's Caleb Downs.
Well, a lot of the top cornerbacks didn't do shit. Like
Yeah,
Mansour Delane, Gerard McCoy,
they just
uh,
it is weird.
Terrell.
I
They
guess
didn't do anything.
let me ask you this: if you're the NFL, what do we do to kind of
they have the pro day.
reinvigorate the combine?
They have the pro day. They do the pro day stuff.
No, I know, but I'm saying like you want to try to drive.
You have to get rid of the pro day. That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of the pro day, but players will get mad at that. So you can't get rid of it because pro days are meant for like those undrafted players, like and stuff.
Right.
But now they make it where the pro days about them. I will give a shout out to Chris Johnson from San Diego State, though. He did a good job raising his draft stock. I mean, I think the kid might be a nice little day 3, maybe day 2 talent. I could see him going day 2, but I think he raised his draft stock to at least be a good day 2 talent.
Let me see. When does
that's why Mendoza didn't throw. You know, John, I wanted to throw out the pro day, but the combine and give everyone a show, but I want to give my boys at Indiana a shot and an opportunity to be able to throw it.
Man, shut up, man. No one cares about your shit.
Oh my! Is that the great Pat Mahomes?
Yeah, it is, man.
I can't believe I'm talking to you right now. It's such an honor, such a privilege to talk to one of the best leaders in the NFL, one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
You know what, man? Maybe I like you, man.
I hate you so much.
Yeah, this is great, John. We're over here just enjoying a nice Thursday night here, and I cannot wait till we go to the NFL draft and I get selected number 1 overall.
Again, I hate you so much.
Hate is a very strong word, but if you I understand. Not everyone likes, no one loves. Sometimes people want to hate. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, as long as we wake up and we just enjoy what we do, eat our breakfast, and have a good time, that's all that matters.
All right, man. I'm done with this guy, man.
I was about to say, I cannot wait for Nick Bonito to destroy Fernando.
Oh, man,
I want to see if he can keep that little happy-go-lucky shit once he's getting hit by my pass rush.
But the Raiders are like the weirdest team. The worst quarterback to go to the Raiders is like Mendoza in terms of personality fits. Like it does not like Mendoza screams such like Tampa Bay, Jacksonville, like one of these weird teams that no one like. Cam Ward, Raider, like the way Cam Ward is, like
yes,
I don't listen to no music or anything, man. I just ball. Like that's Raider. Like Tennessee getting it, Mendoza and Tennessee, that makes percent. Oh man, Broadway was so nice. I really enjoyed Nashville and everything. That it was great. The parade they gave me for being the number 1 overall pick. And I'm going to the Sabres game later, or whatever their team is called, Tennessee, or isn't the Sabres? No, that's Buffalo. What's Tennessee's hockey team?
Predators.
I cannot wait to go to the Predators game in Nashville. It's great. Like it's like, okay, Mendoza.
But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We bounced back with true offseason 14. We came back with combine fallout pre-free and our pre-free agency podcast, which means next week, when the league year starts in less than a week from now, and the legal tampering period is happening on the 9th, starting on the 9th, even though we've already gotten things announced. Just so frustrating because remember back in the day. It wasn't that long ago. It was like 10, 12 years ago when on the day of like the league year starting, you got all this news and it was like, oh shit, this person did this. Oh shit, this person did that. This team was able to sign this person. There was something magical. There's something special about the league year, when it started and not announcing all these things beforehand with these teams.
Yeah, we all know everything on Sunday, John.
It's so annoying. It's so sad. So
Yeah. Remember, we spring back. Wait, we spring forward or spring back?
Spring forward, you fall back.
Oh, so we lose sleep, huh?
Yeah, it is probably my least favorite day of the year. Whereas my favorite day of the year is the day we fall back because I get an extra hour, and that's wonderful. I love that.
You know what sucks, bro? I have to work a truck that day too, and I have to wake up at 6 in the morning, so I got to make sure.
Damn,
I know, dude.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's all right, man.
It's wild. But ladies and gentlemen, we did it again. And we want to thank you.
What do you mean I did it? Fuck y'all.
We want to thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of True Offseason. When the league year kicks off and we get all of the full announcements of all these players and where they're going and so on and so forth, you know Chase and I are going to be back to talk about it, to figure out whether the Mike Evans landing spot is a good one, whether or not Chase got Tyler Linderbaum and all of the other offensive linemen and defensive linemen that he wants. We're going to be here to talk about all of it. Hopefully Denver does some interesting things at linebacker and potentially wide receiver and potentially running back. Well, there's going to be a lot to talk about. But for myself, for Chase, I want to thank you guys for tuning in as always. And Chase, tell the people where they can find you, my good sir.
Yeah, you guys can follow me on X at ChaseLauber68. YouTube, you can check me out here on the Trio Heat Sports Entertainment channel, around the Point Network whenever I can, to talk about the good old wrestling with Steve, and also Trio Heat whenever I get called upon to do watch-alongs or fill in for someone. You know, I'm always there too. So those are the three places where you can find me, to be honest, YouTube-wise at least.
And you guys can always catch me here on True Heat Sports Entertainment, breaking down all kinds of stuff. Sid and I just did the Scream 7 review a couple days ago. I know we're going to be figuring out the music podcast soon. And, of course, you can always catch Chase and myself clocking in for the pit.
Oh, we're clocking in all right.
Oh, we're always clocking in. It's always go time in the pit. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, take care of yourselves and each other, and we will catch you all later.